Paihia, the sun rises over the beautiful Bay of Islands. We are set for event 1 of the State New Zealand Ocean Swim Series, the Paihia Classic. It's a beautiful day in Russell, New Zealand's first ever capital, and it is the start of today's race, event 1 of the State New Zealand Ocean Swim Series, the Paihia Classic. Athletes from all different walks of life coming together to swim one of the most famous stretches of water in New Zealand. And as always, it is a very good elite field in both the men's and women's races. Glenn Lama caught up with a number of New Zealand and Australia's leading swimmers.
Well, Trent, nice to see you in Paihia, and you brought that Queensland weather with you today.
Yeah, it looks like I did. It's turned out to be a beautiful day. The course looks great, so I'm really excited to race.
How are you feeling?
Look, I'm feeling really good. I come off a couple of races the last few weeks up in Queensland. I've done very well in them, so I'm in good form at the moment, so looking to continue that.
Well, Trent, and just a quick word about the English Channel record that you broke in September. Just talk us briefly through that.
Yeah, look, I mean, to swim a fast English channel, there's obviously a lot of factors that are involved, and you need good conditions, a good crew, a good pilot, good weather, and I was just lucky enough to have all those things on the one day, and look, just got a really good time, and I was lucky enough to be able to break the record.
Do you think your brother's your main competition today?
Look, I honestly do. We've been racing probably last month, every weekend last month we've had some good races, and it's about, I think I've won a couple, he's won a couple, so it's going to be tough to beat.
So tell me, what's your strategy for today? Get out to the front as fast as you can and take it from there, or just talk us through it?
That's the main thing. I guess we want to go 1-2, Trent and I, in all 6 of these swims. So you can't win races from behind. You got to go, guts out, especially when it's only 3K.
So do you think Trent's your biggest competition today?
Yeah, certainly. There's also KANE RADFORD, who can produce some good performances, every now and then. So, but Trent's certainly going to be my main rival for this series.
Well, Kane, here we are on a beautiful morning, mate. I mean, conditions couldn't be better for this first race.
Yeah, it definitely couldn't. It's such a nice, iconic place up here. Couldn't have asked for anything better today.
Now, how's the form after the disappointment of missing the Olympics?
Yeah, it was a massive disappointment. I planned my whole 4 years around making the Olympics, and not making it was a massive blowback. But you got to get back on the horse, as they say, and aim to strive and make things better and change what needs to be changed to make sure you can get there next time.
Now, you're the State New Zealand Ocean Series swim champion, the defending champion from last year. Any extra pressure heading into the series this year?
I don't like to look at it as pressure. There's always pressure in every race, but at the end of the day, it's about going out and having fun out there and swimming as best as you can.
Well, Charlotte, first of all, describe the day. What a great way to start the series.
This is awesome. If I wasn't wearing a wetsuit, I might even get a tan, but nah, it's really calm out there and the sun is shining.
You think it's going to suit you?
I hope so. I do like it a little bit choppy, but either way.
So tell me how the form is.
I haven't actually tested it lately, so this is my first test for it, but just going in, first swim of the series, has got 6 to do anyway, so just have a hit out and hopefully hope for the best.
And having a look at today's course for the more than 600 competitors who will take this 3.3 kilometre journey, it is a straight line, a straight swim. There are 7 marker cans approximately 450 metres apart the swimmers will use to guide themselves from point A to point B. Well, the media is here in their droves, the helicopters in the air, the place is buzzing, which can mean only one thing: there are plenty of nerves, there's plenty of excitement and much anticipation as we now have a look at some of New Zealand and Australia's leading swimmers. And just having a look at our men's field today, they will be in the coloured caps with the black numbers, our elite girls in the coloured caps with the white numbers. Trent GRIMSEY out of Australia, KANE RADFORD out of New Zealand. In the women's side, look for Charlotte Webby, Kirsty Wannon. This is going to be an absolute classic, very much a battle of Australia versus New Zealand. The elite swimmers have a 1 minute head start over the rest of the field. Joining me in commentary, former national swimming representative Scott Rice.
Thanks, Mark. Always a fantastic sight to see these swimmers running into the water, the techniques into the water. Always, it's a deep, very deep start here in Russell. Not a lot of wading or dolphin diving going in, but looks like the first of our elite males starting to exert some pressure on the rest of the field earlier on.
And we know that Trent Grimsey out of Australia, the record holder for swimming the English Channel, is very much the athlete to beat. So speed off the line is going to be so important. And I guess if there's one weakness in KANE Radford, New Zealand's leading hope, it is that pure basic pool speed.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think Radford in the past has shown very good speed off the start, but it looks like we've got a light blue cap in Lee Greer, perhaps, the triathlete who's taken this field out. That's interesting. So, yeah, look, Grimsey's had fast starts in the past as well at previous State Harbour crossing events, so interesting to see who's going to take this one out from the start.
And as we see our first of our age group waves get underway, these guys seed themselves according to ability, and the advantage that they do have is they've had a look at the elite athletes go, so they'll maybe, those that are competitive will think, hey, do I start on the left-hand side, do I start on the right-hand side?
Yeah, well, as you said in the course, it's 7 big, large orange marker buoys all in a row, so it does make, I guess, for an easier navigation, this course, it's just a straight line, and all they've got to do is look up regularly for that next orange mark. But you know, I suppose once the swimmers in front, they can follow the leader, so to speak.
Okay, in the pink cap out of Australia, the pre-race favourite, and already Trent Grimsey has decided not to take any chances. He's maintained a beautiful line. The stroke rate is already relatively high, and I cannot see KANE Radford. I cannot see his brother CODIE Grimsey.
Yeah, that's an awesome start by Grimsey, fresh off his world record in the English Channel earlier in the year. And he's on a bit of a high at the moment. He's a very talented open water swimmer out of Australia. He's previously won the Australian Championship, so looking great at the moment.
And one big long line. He has already stretched this very good elite field, and from that shot we can just see that gap. Now this is danger signs, because in open water swimming the key thing, whether at age group, whether at the elite level, is to try and get on the feet, try and get on the hip of another swimmer, but Grimsey's not allowing that to happen. As we see in the orange camp, Philip Ryan, the 10k New Zealand open water champion.
Yep, so he's doing well. He was the 2011 open water champion. Radford alongside him, the current open water champion. So a nice chase group there trying to hunt down Grimsey, and they won't want to let him get away, Mark.
Well, he's somebody who puts a huge emphasis on his start, and let's just have a listen to what his approach is.
Take us through what you do to get a good start.
I definitely get taught, I always want to make sure I'm at the front so there's no one in front of me. And then as soon as it goes, you've got to get your little weight on, I guess, lifting your knees nice and high and out of the water, just to get through the water as fast as possible, and then dolphin dive a few times and then get into your swimming. And then I guess you want to start out quite fast just to get away from everyone and get into your rhythm, and then let the race develop as you go.
Is there a special technique for the wading and diving to start the race?
I guess for the wading part, it's just all about lifting your knees up as high as you can and your legs out to the side, trying not to catch as much water. And dolphin diving's as simple as it is. It's dolphin diving. Everyone knows how to do that. They've done it since they were a little kid.
Yeah, so much to open water swimming than just simply swimming in a pool. And as we now go back to the front, and continues to be Trent Grimsey, and Scott, he doesn't look like he's backed off in regards to the intensity at all.
No, nice technique with his breathing. I mean, often you'd tell a open water swimmer to breathe both sides, but Grimsey just keeping breathing to the right, and a really good rhythm going at the moment. I saw that earlier in some of the earlier swims he did over the last few years. He gets a really good tempo going with that stroke and just tries to hold it.
These are just absolutely beautiful conditions, almost perfect for open water swimming. Again, as you've mentioned, just breathing out to that right-hand side as we drop back through the rest of the field. This is KANE Radford, the big hope.
Now you can see Kane's stroke rate just a little bit slower than Grimsey there, and stroke rate is very important. And you now see the chase group, a little bit of a split there with Radford closest to us in the green cap. Just behind him is Philip Ryan, so the 2011 open water champion behind Radford, and that's a good position for Philip Ryan. And out to the left was CODIE Grimsey. This is the first look at Charlotte Webby in the white #1 green cap, coming out of Taranaki, the 200-metre butterfly New Zealand champion, so very handy in the open water as well.
Yeah, very underrated swimmer. She often comes here. She doesn't necessarily get the billing a lot of other swimmers do from Australia, but she always is there or thereabouts. And one of her real goals too is to get herself amongst those leading men, because tucked just in behind her in the red cap is Jonathan Whittle, and he is the Rangitoto swim champion. He's one of the top swimmers out of the county's Manukau region, and really for him now, he wants to just try and see if he can bridge that gap, try and get up on the feet here of our leading female swimmer, Charlotte Webby. In doing so, he can conserve a little bit of energy. And interesting Scott, to see that he's gone with a sleeveless wetsuit.
Yeah, some people, Philip Ryan likes the sleeveless wetsuit to keep the shoulders free. And back now to KANE Radford in the field. Now, he obviously was disappointed with Portugal earlier this year, where he failed to make the Olympic Games. A bit gutted, took a little bit of time to reflect on that, and needs to really start to, I guess, get more international competition, build up that speed. And some of the winners of that 10K at the Olympic Games were very, very accomplished 1500 metre pool swimmers. So I think KANE knows what to do, and it's great to see.
As we look back over this large field, more than 600 competitors trying to get across this famous stretch of water, but it has been led by one man who just continues to dictate terms. Trent Grimsey out of Australia. What can you say about him? He comes here, he's incredibly well spoken, but he does ooze confidence, but certainly not arrogance.
Absolutely. The other thing about the Grimseys is that there's three of them, three brothers, very, very talented. CODIE Grimsey in this field, and the chase group at the moment, that's him in the silver cap at the top of the screen, just alongside Radford. So this is a very, very competitive chase group here.
Well, Philip Ryan, CODIE Grimsey just now starting to sandwich KANE Radford, and this is not the best place for Radford. You want to try and get out of here as quick as he can. And while KANE Radford's in a little bit of difficulty, you can't say that about our leading female, Charlotte Webby. She continues to lead the State Paihia Classic halfway through Event 1.